Hi there YouTube, it's yours truly here and thank you very much for joining me. Now, when it comes to hot gadgets, I do love them, and this in here from Amazon for £30 is definitely up there when it comes to cool gadgets. So after the intro, we're going to take a look at this router, we'll see the specifications of it, we'll unbox it, and then I'll show you just how cool this potentially can be. So stay tuned, that's coming up on today's show.
Be strong.
So here we have it. It's the GL-iNet GL-AR300M16 external portable mini travel wireless pocket router slash router access point and range extender, etc, etc. And this is super cool. The product weight of it is only 40 grams. So that is not much at all, and this thing is probably about as big as your average cigarette packet these days. Maybe a little bit bigger, we'll have to see. But what is cool about this is it's completely open source and programmable, and it's got pre-installed software repositories as well. So we can actually use this with open VPNs as well for additional security. Now, this is a super cool bit of kit. It's got 128 mega RAM and 16 megabyte NOR flash storage, dual Ethernet ports, UART and GPIOs available for hardware DIY. So we can actually do some hardware hacking with this. This is amazing, and all for the budget cost, as you see here, of £30, and links to this are in my description bar below. But yeah, it runs on essentially 4G, 3G and Wi-Fi, and it's on the 2.4 gigahertz radio frequency band, and it operates on only 5 volts. Which is incredible, because for a router, that means I can potentially run this off of a battery bank. Now, we'll get into later on why that is actually a big deal. But yeah, let's have a little look at the listing in more detail. Outstanding security protocols and data encryption technology offers an extra layer of protection wherever you go. So it's the best travel accessory for business travellers, journalists, frequent flyers and anyone else who feels the need to protect their privacy while surfing the internet. Also has OpenVPN and WireGuard. So this thing is super duper cool. And we can have a look at some of the reviews as well. I'm only going to gloss over those, as you see. Wow, this device is slightly bigger than a Matchbox and has more functionality than routers, costing many more times more. Wish I'd discovered these earlier. Smaller than you'd expect, but has a great range of features, including robust support for OpenVPN and WireGuard. More can be installed, great value. And many of these reviews actually are the same, with only one here saying, just didn't work as expected, avoid. Well, no, we're not going to avoid it. We purchased it. And let's have a look and see if we can find any topologies for this. Oh yes, we can at the top. And the topologies are sort of Yeah, kinda. It doesn't really elaborate much more other than that. But anywho, I think what we'll do is we'll open this guy up out the packaging, and now we'll take a look and see what we got. Right, okay. So we have our Amazon package here with our router inside. So let's just peel this open, and there it is. I can dump that packaging because we don't need that. So there is our mini smart router from GL iNet, and this one looks like it doesn't have the antennas with it. So let's see if we can unbox this. I might have actually bought the one without the antennas, but that's not a problem. It's pretty well sealed. Let's see if we can unbox this, take off the wrapping. I'm just so excited to lay my hands onto this. And it comes with, the first thing out is our Ethernet cable. That's handy. And we have, oh no, mine does have the antennas. So next we have our USB to micro USB cable. 2 antennas. There's an instruction manual here, which I don't think we'll bother necessarily looking at. So no real need for that. I shouldn't need the instruction manuals anyway. And then, of course, last out is the device. And how cool is that? So, fit our antennas. That is super cool for £30. That's one. And that's the other. So you just simply screw on. And that is the device. How cool is that? And like we said, here is a cigarette packet. In fact, it's about half the size, isn't it? It's about half the size of a cigarette packet. That is cool. And I'd say that weighs maybe about 50 grams with the antenna. Now what we can do is, using our sort of USB cable, let's plug this into my battery bank, which is laughably more massive than the device. So we'll check that it's working. And as you see, it's all lit up. Now, what is super cool about this, and this really is amazing, I can now practice my ethical hacking with this wherever I go. So essentially, I now have a router here, and if we back out a little bit more, I've got 2 Surface tablets, one here and one here. So what I can now do is power this on. This one's already powered on. So I have one running Kali Linux and another one running Windows, as I've inputted my password wrong. There we are. So one on Kali Linux, and I have another tablet here running Windows. So what I can now do is I can now connect my Windows 1 to the router, and I can then try my ethical hacking skills with the Kali Linux tablet to try and hack into Windows and do all sorts of cool things like that. And to think that's all done off of basically this tiny little box here. How cool is that? So it's completely portable. And obviously there's VPN software on here as well. So we can have a go and play around with that at some point. But that is amazing for such a small setup and for such a small router. That definitely, for me, it's incredible. Such a small bit of kit with all that power and all that potential. And it's completely open source and reprogrammable, that router as well. Yeah. So we can do loads of stuff with this. And yeah, I'm super stoked. So let's see if we can actually find the router. It might be on here somewhere. There it is. So we can connect to that. There's a network key on there somewhere. And that will be written on the underside. Where is it? The key is just good life. So we can type that in. Yes. Is it going to connect? I might have inputted the password wrong. It's taking its time. I think what we'll do is just quickly pause while I have a look at this in more detail. Oh no, it has connected. It just says no internet secured, but we are connected. And then theoretically what I can do is I can now try some hacking with the Kali machine. So let's have a look at this. Let's see if it will pick it up. Where is it on here? Is the Kali machine going to pick it up? I think it has. So yeah, it's there. And then theoretically what we now can do is all of our pen testing and our practice using this environment. That is super cool. It definitely is up there with product of the year, I think, for me, for under £50. So just that simple little box, I could take this with me wherever I go, the whole thing, the whole setup, and then practice my ethical skills on the move. And just to give you some idea of how cut down this all is, well, I can show you. So there's our tablets. Let's just power that one off. There's our two tablets, our battery bank, and our mini router. And that is super cool. That is super cut down. And yeah, as I said, I can practice everything I want there. So in another video, I think what we'll do is we'll have a little look at doing some of this ethical stuff and see what we can actually do with the Windows 10 machine and the Kali Linux machine and just see how good this router is. But for now, I hope that you like that. Oh, and just before we go, we can tether this to a mobile phone as well, because here, let's unplug that now, we have a USB port as well. I mean, that is amazing. And we can change out our antennas here for bigger and better ones if we want. But all of that in just a simple cut down kit. That definitely, I don't think something like this has been featured before on YouTube. But there we are. That's it, lovely viewer. That is basically all we would need to practice our ethical skills. And it would all conveniently go into a backpack. So that definitely is a thumbs up from me. And now we can proceed to close out. So there we have it. That brings us to the end of another video. And as we said, that is a super, super cool bit of kit. Completely palm size. In fact, it's half the size of my palm. And there's no weight to it. Probably twice the weight of a packet of cigarettes at most. But there we are. That was the end of that video, and I hope that you like that. And in another video, we're going to have a look at doing some ethical hacking using that very little router. So once again, I have to thank you for tuning in, and hopefully you enjoyed that video. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one. And as always, please do like, comment, subscribe and get that bell on. And in the meantime, I'm going to bid you very good day or night wherever you are. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.